So the question is, what does AYRO do? You know, we're an electric vehicle company, and the segment we're in is low-speed electric vehicles. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the forward-looking statements. We are a publicly traded company, ticker ARYO. So fundamentally, what does a company do? The company builds purpose-built, low-speed electric vehicles. And you say, well, why would you bother doing purpose-built stuff? Why not just electrify an existing chassis? And the answer is because existing chassis are big and they're heavy and they're way, way, way too beefy for electrification. So there's a massive difference between purpose building any kind of an electric vehicle and electrifying a chassis that was never meant to be electrified. That nuance is often lost on people, but it's a very, very big deal. So we're building all electric, low speed vehicle fleets. The product has three pieces. There's the chassis, which is the vehicle. There's the payload subsystem, which is almost infinitely reconfigurable. You can make it anything. You can make it a stake bed, a flat bed, a pickup bed. You can make it a food truck, a vaccination truck. You can make it a beer truck. You can make it anything from a payload point of view, while embedding technologies that enable very, very high efficiency, very low weight, and in order to maximize efficiency in something that can traverse an environment without damaging it or without affecting it. So this is kind of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle in reverse. As you remember from the world of subatomic physics, Heisenberg said, hey, the tough thing in sampling anything at the subatomic level is you change it when you sample it. So what you see is non-representative because the act of looking at it changes it. Well, in the world we're in, we're building vehicles that will traverse a space, not only without changing it, but without leaving any residual trace that it was ever there. By the way, that's actually hard to do and it requires real engineering. So the company was founded in 2017. We're headquartered in beautiful Round Rock, Texas, which is just north of the city of Austin. We build automotive grade street legal LSEVs, and really they're used for last mile delivery of a plurality of payloads. So everything from low speed logistics, food delivery, delivery of various components and things on campuses and resorts, in hotels, government facilities, and the like. The company's stock's been trading has been trading around $1 a share. There are 36.9 million shares outstanding. So the company has a market cap of $37 million. It has $63 million in cash and no debt. Wow, that's interesting. I'll have to go back and study physics. I must have missed one of the chapters. By the way, our fiscal year ends December, so it's a calendarized year. So in terms of the investment highlights, we are in a unique position in the low-speed electric vehicle business. By the way, the LSEV market is interesting. It's in the $5 billion range. It's forecast to grow to 6 and change by 2025. We have some very, very good partnerships. So we're partnered with Club Car as a distribution partner, Gallery as a food service partner, Element Fleet Management as a fleet partner, and our manufacturing partner today is Karma. I think you've all heard of all of those companies. We've had record revenues in the fourth quarter and the first quarter. We expect that performance to continue through the next quarter of 22. We have a new management team. Our management team is very unique in a company of this size. We're kind of a re-rendition of the movie Space Cowboys. So everybody on the senior management team has a lot of gray hair, been doing this stuff for 30 to 40 years, and is really good at what they do. They also have really good pedigrees. I've got 2 Annapolis grads, I've got a West Pointer, and I've got a guy that graduated from the Juilliard School of Music. Other than that, they're relatively unaccomplished. The product portfolio itself is very, very broad. It's targeted at restaurant delivery and at multiple resort style communities. We do a ton of different tailorable cargo systems. And right now we're shifting our supply chain from a trans-Pacific supply chain to North America. And you might say, why are you doing that? Well, it turns out that the cost of shipping a container across the Pacific over the last 12 months has gone from $3,000 a container to $21,000 a container. That's in 1 year. On top of that, there's a 27.5% duty. So at this point, you really do not need a PhD in astrophysics to figure out the benefits of shifting your supply chain to North America and taking that massive logistical cost and making it a little bit more manageable. And I mentioned our balance sheet. We have $63.5 million in cash and marketable securities, no debt, and we're fully funded through profitability. The company's history goes back to 2017. It included, a rebranding in 2020, partnerships with Gallery, Karma in 2020, went public on the NASDAQ that same year. We then formed the Club Car partnership in 2021. We've had a management team refreshed in late 2021, and now are building an entirely new model year vehicle. So what do you use these things for? We use LSEVs to get around campus and town, colleges and universities, corporate environments, resorts, hotels, yacht clubs, airports, mobile hospitality clinics. And you say, well, what's the benefit of an EV? Well, the benefit is a reduced total cost of ownership. So, obviously you have a significant reduction in annual operating expense. It's around roughly 50%. A complete reduction in CO2 because it's a non-emitting vehicle. What's interesting is you can use them indoors. So any place you need to shuttle stuff around inside, an EV is perfect. And it complies with sustainability programs in a lot of environments, a lot of campuses from a government point of view. And where we're going in terms of going from offshoring to onshoring, not only will we comply with sustainability initiatives, but we'll comply with Built in America initiatives. We'll probably be the only LSEV that does. I think all of you know who Club Car is. They're our distribution partner. They've recently had their cap table restructured with an ownership change. They are the #1 utility LSV company in the country. They have over 500 dealers, and they work with our other partner, Element Fleet Management, who fundamentally operates fleets. They have over 1 million vehicles under management. They have over 5,500 customers. Gallery is our other partner, and they're our partner in the food delivery business. Gallery's in Denver, Colorado. They build basically a plurality of different food architectures: hot boxes, cold boxes, neutral boxes, coffee dispensers. Pretty much everything for delivering food in the retail, in campus environments, and as a last mile distribution solution. I already talked about Element as a massive fleet management company, but I think all of you know who Karma is. So we've gotten very, very elegant endorsement from Club Car as being a partner that has designed, manufactured, and tailored products for them across the broadest set of applications. So to kind of button it up, look, the company's in very well positioned in the low-speed electric vehicle market. The market is growing into the $6 billion range in the next 18 months. Our partners are kind of a gold standard of folks, including Club Car, Gallery, Element, Karma. We've already commercialized our 2nd generation low-speed electric vehicle. We call it the 411X. We have had record revenues in the last 2 quarters, and we expect to continue that. We have a new management team, but the very important note on the performance of that team is that over the last 2 quarters, we have reduced our net loss in 2 quarters by $7.4 million. And we've done that while shifting from an offshoring to an onshoring model. We've done it while shifting from an outsourcing to an insourcing model. We've done it while standing up a factory in Round Rock, Texas. And we've done it while launching an entirely new product development activity here in the United States. And we still cut expenses by 7.4, or net loss by 7.4 million. So I think that's, something to take note of. Can I answer any questions about the low-speed electric vehicle market, about their applications, or the company itself in terms of our positioning, where we are today, where we're going? Yes, sir.
Yeah, so while it may kind of fit sort of middle of the fairway, let's take MSRP for a vehicle.
Just because we're live streaming. So the question is, what's the MSRP for a vehicle? And you're very correct in saying that the MSRP is dependent on the payload configuration. But if we just generalize it and say that most payloads are, let's just call them pickup truck style beds or box beds or stake beds, the MSRP comes in at under 25K post distribution. So at this moment in time, we import broken down kits from China, assemble them at Karma, distribute them through Club Car. That model is shifting. We have pivoted that model to the factory in Round Rock is being stood up. Our sourcing will be done entirely, or the lion's share of the sourcing will be North American sourcing. We will build product in Round Rock, and we will, design and build components in the United States. Our design studio happens to be in Florida. So, okay, so today, obviously, the vehicle that we import already comes with a battery, and the battery is architected and assembled in China, and we import it. The new vehicle will be very, very different, and that is that we're adding a lot of features to the battery subsystem. We're adding, thermal management. We're fundamentally re-architecting the battery. We will source it from other than the sources we have used up to now, and our battery system will ultimately be integrated up in Detroit, Michigan, and then assembled with the vehicle in Round Rock, Texas.
What is the technology?
Oh, so the next generation technology remains, it's a lithium ion battery. It's a derivative of, you could think of it as a 21700 architecture. But architecture is everything on batteries, and battery management system is everything on batteries, and thermal management is everything on batteries. And, that's just good old fashioned engineering. You just have to do your work and get it right. And that's not just slapping a bunch of 21700s or, together and importing them as a commodity. Well, guys, if there aren't any other questions, I think there's some spirits we need to be tasting.
Yes.
One floor down. We're all going to take credit for having been at the previous presentation. So, hey, it's nice meeting all of you. I hope you found this somewhat interesting. And if you ever have any questions, just reach out to myself or to Core IR. Joey in the back is our IR lead executive. So thanks again. Good seeing all of you.